Hey YouTube, this is Naru here, and I've got my phone here, the TCL LX by Alcatel. As you can see, it's here on the screen. Well, let me go ahead and what's it called? Hide my desktop to make it a bit less clutter. Anywho, I've got it connected via USB, and I can control it on the computer. But yeah, the point of this video is to show how to use and set up these bots for different what's it called? For different money-making apps to get it to run in the background. All right, hold on. I can't talk right now. I'm recording a video. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys how it looks like on the emulator after you have it set up via Nox. Go ahead and just swipe out of this. Oops, wrong button. Here we go, and here's Nox. It's going to load up here in a second with the emulator. Oh yeah, and let me go ahead and launch Termux on here so I could show you guys. But first things first, though, when it comes to how to capture the data, I'll show you guys that as well. You need to have httpcanary, this app that I have highlighted right here. You need to have it installed, and you need to have the certificate installed. Now, as soon as you install it, it's going to show you how to do the certificate, but I'll go ahead and do it just to show you. In case you somehow messed up the certificate, go into Settings, and Root Certificate. You can uninstall it, and it should show up under User. Just give it a second. You're going to have to allow it access via USB debugging, and you're also going to have to put in your PIN code. So this just disconnected my connection, but I'll have to remove it from here. Okay, give me 1 second while I type in my password here. There we go. I have to open up the mirroring app. Okay, it's open. Now it should reconnect to my phone. I'm going to minimize this emulator for now. Okay, so bear with me. Sorry it takes a few minutes for it to connect. Be quiet. Okay, there we go. So now it's working. You just hit the home button. Okay, there we go. So yeah, like I was saying, first I'm going to show you httpcanary. Sorry I couldn't show you the whole time, but it kind of force closed when I was screwing around with the settings because I was recording. Anywho, do not ever enable turbo mode on here or on parallels. Speaking of parallels, you need to install it. You can get to it by going into settings and click down here, click install parallel space. But again, I've already got it installed, so I'm not going to click on that. And I'm going to show you guys how to open and how to scan with the app. So first things first, you need to have httpcanary installed as well as the other app, parallel space. Before you click this button, make sure that you go into your little thing here, go to target apps, make sure parallel space is on the list, and make sure to remove anything that is not through parallel space. Now, some apps, for example, like BigToken, I was able to do without using parallel space, but the rest of these I had to use parallel space. So parallel space, BigToken, and Chrome should be the only ones on your list. Okay? So and then you can just go back into the app, click the little capture, like message icon button thingy, like the paper airplane, It's going to show you a little miniature preview, but you don't actually need that. You can just click and drag it down to dismiss. Here, let me do it on the actual phone so it'll work. There we go. Okay, and then next step, now that it's scanning the IPs and stuff, we need to open up Parallels. So I'm going to open up Parallel Space, and make sure to get the version that's installed through httpcanary. Do not install the one from the Play Store, or it will not work properly with the Canary. And also, if you have Android 7 or above, you're going to have to allow installation from source from the HTTP Canary as a source. But I've already done that, obviously, and I've already installed the correct version. So just give it a second. It does take a few seconds to load up. Now, when you first install it, it's going to have you to click on one of these apps, for example, Tagged or Amazon. I just clicked on them both, but you only have to select one, and then after that, you can click on Add App. It'll show your list of apps, and then you just click on the app that you want to add. But again, I'm not adding any of those apps because I already have the apps that I want right here, including Sunplay, which I'm going to show you in the video, as well as Big Token. Well, I don't need Big Token because it works without the parallel. Anyway, so when you're ready, just click Sunplay, and it's going to show a small little ad here, so you just have to wait for it to finish, and you could either hit the back button on your device, or you could hit the X in the top right corner of the phone screen. Okay, so I'm going to tap on the X, and that should remove the ad. If for some reason it doesn't, like I said, just hit the back button and it'll do the same thing. Okay, so give it a second. Okay, it says hold on loading. Now when it says this, it could mean one of two things. Either the server is down, or you just have to be patient. Considering the fact that I've had this thing running for ages now, I think the server's fine. But again, make sure that you're signed into this at least once before you try using the Canary app, because when you first try to load into it, it can take a really long time. It might even fail a couple times. So you want to make sure that you're signed into the app at least once through a Google account before you try to do it otherwise. So as you can see, I'm on here, Sunplay, Tim Tom, Mr. Tim Tom Naru. That's my channel and my quote-unquote name. Okay, and yeah, you see we're signed in. We got 0.00230. So I've ran this a total of 230 times in the background. Pretty amazing, huh? And I closed it down this morning just to show you guys, but you see how the energy is 49 out of 50? I'm not going to click the claim button. I'm going to run it through Termux now to get it to where it can claim without using the energy. So, but first things first, we need to get it to recognize the token. So first, we're going to go into here, click on our name, or we might even click My Balance just to get it to see what is what, and have it to go back. And then we're going to click out of it, try to go to like the little human thing that'll bring up my profile. It'll show which devices. Again, the one that's online is the phone that I'm using right now. The second device is the emulator or Termux, which again I'm not running at the moment. I just wanted to show you guys the current balance. Anywho, let me go home. So, and then we can open up HTTP Canary and look for a couple things. First thing we're going to look for is web content, or web socket, sorry. You'll see one that says switch protocol, and then you'll see one that says WebSocket. TCP, yeah, this is Google Talk. This is not what we want. We'll keep going down. Not modified. No, that's CloudFront. That's a internet service host. WebSocket, here it is. And then right up below it, you'll see the switching protocols. And it'll say sunplay.firebase.io. Okay, so click on that. You'll see the thing that says right here, CRED, where my mouse is. You want to copy this entire message. Just click and hold it to copy it. See? Yeah, and it's got my email and all that crap. And also you have down here users. You can copy this part as well, and I'll show you guys where to put it. This users / the part after it, all the way up until the quotes, this is your user ID, and the part up here is your cred, which is this whole message minus all the crap at the beginning. So yeah, let me show you where to put it. You go into ES File Explorer, and again I'll have a link to these apps in the description. I'll probably host them on MediaFire since it's easier to actually download on that website. Just make sure you use an ad blocker. Let's see, or a pop-up blocker at the bare minimum. Go to download. And yeah, I've just got some downloads here. I've got the BT, which is Big Token. I've got Sunplay Auto Creed. Okay, yeah, and that's a zip, the one that has the automatic thing, and I'm going to put that in the description as well. So first I want to show you guys Sunplay, because that's the main thing that people are having issues with. Now inside of here you'll see a config, a bot, and a licensee file. Don't mess with any of these except for the config. Just click on it once, and it's going to ask you how to open it. You want to click to always use ES No Editor. Again, I've already put in my refresh token and my device ID on here. But this device ID, the one that starts with W6Z with a capital Z and ends in P2. So the device ID you get from, let me go back, just underneath the cred, you scroll down a little bit more. Yeah, W6Z P2. Yep, that's it. And then the refresh token is the other one that you guys want. And it's not the cred, that's a different one. At least I don't think. Let me double check that cred. Yeah, because this starts with EYJ, and the other one that we're looking for starts with AEF. So we've already found the one that says firebase.io on Sunplay, which WebSocket, WSS. Now we need to find securetoken.googleapis.com. This one right here. Go to request. You see Google Spatula, blah, blah. Now if you go to text here, you'll see refresh token. Copy this entire thing all the way up to the AEU, all the way down to the bottom. So you can just click and drag it up until it gets to where you want it. Again, it's a lot easier to do with an actual finger, not a mouse. Okay, and then just click the copy button, AEU4. And then you can go back and then go to Open Apps, go to ES File Explorer, and then you could just paste it in between these quotes, and make sure for each of these that you don't add any extra lines. So it's line 1 is the PHP code, line 2 is the cache refresh token equals, and line 3 is the entire refresh token all the way up until where it says device ID. So you just paste it, make sure there's a quote at the beginning and at the end, as well as followed by a semicolon, and then also make sure that that there's a space in between refresh token, space, equals, space, and then the quotes. And that's very important for the code to work. Device ID, this is the one that I got earlier from that Firebase IO WebSocket. You just put a cache device ID, space, equals, space, quote, and then whatever the thing was under users, just without the slashes and stuff, and then end quote, semicolon. So, oh wow, my mouse must have came unplugged. Yeet. But yeah, this is working for me, so I'll show you guys that it's working on the phone as well as on the emulator. So without further ado, let me go ahead and drag this down to dismiss it. Okay. So I'm going to bring up Termux on my emulator here. This is an emulator. It's just a regular Knox Android emulator. I've got Termux on here, and I've already copied over my Sunplay config file, so I don't have to do all this crap over again. Plus, with the emulator, you can use it as long as you have the configuration file from another device. You can use it on any device. Just keep in mind that you only want to stay logged in on one device at a time, unless you maybe use a second device to check the balance. So let me just show you guys how this works. When you have Termux open, and this is for the phone or for the computer, type in cd, or I'm sorry, you have to install everything first. So I'm going to bring up a list of commands, but this is the first command. You type in pkg install update and space pkg install upgrade and hit enter. Now again, it may give me an error, and that's just because it's already done. Now keep in mind, when you first do this, it's going to tell you that there's a list of things that you can upgrade. So type in apt space list space dash dash upgradable. Okay, so once this, it'll pop up with the list. It should pop up with the list. If it doesn't, just scroll down and it'll pop it up. See, Termux tools, and again, you can't update this while it's being used. So that's the point. So we're not going to update the Termux tools because it'll probably fail, but everything else you should update. And in order to update it, this is how you do it. The same way you install the update and the upgrade. Just do pkg install and then Termux tools. Enter. Again, and it'll ask you, do you want to continue? Always press Y and hit enter. And that just allows it to overwrite the file and to write a couple bytes to the storage. Also, before you run any code from here, first let's finish installing the necessary things. We need to do pkg install, and then we need to install nano. This is a text editor. And again, it's already the newest version because I've already installed it. Now also, pkg, install pkg install php. It has to have php, and then pkg install git, git. Without git, you won't be able to bring up the interface on the thing. Okay, so everything's installed now. Now you just have to type in ls to list the directories. So give it a second. If it doesn't, just scroll up and down. Okay, code cache and storage. So I'm going to type in cd, that stands for change directory storage, and then type in ls again, and again you see the downloads folder. You type in cd downloads, and then type in ls, and you'll see there's folders. The folders are blue, the zips and files are white. So we've got Sunplay and Big Token. First I'm going to show you guys Sunplay, so type in cd Sunplay. And keep in mind that every time you reopen or close and reopen Termux or your phone, you'll have to re-cd into this folder the same way I'm doing now. So cd Sunplay, and then type in ls to list the files. Make sure it has a file called bot.php. Make sure there's also a file called config.php for this particular bot. And make sure you edit the config and save it before you try using it. So in order to launch it, you type in php space bot.php. Okay, and it's going to pop up. It takes a couple seconds for the interface to come up. So just try to be patient best you can. If for some reason it glitches like how it's doing now, it's probably because I'm recording. Ah, shoot. So just give it a couple seconds. You can actually hit the home button and then swipe down and click into it, and it'll reopen the session. So this thing is not wanting to work the way I want it to, so I'm just going to show it to you on my actual device then. So we're going to, and sorry if the phone call pops up because I need to get this done real quick before the phone call happens again. Not like a debt collector or anything, it's just a friend that needs to get a hold of me. No, I didn't tell it to do that. Okay, anyways, sorry. Let me look for Termux. And again, you don't have to have Sunplay installed on the device or even on Parallels. All you have to do is just have it temporarily installed to be able to get that refresh token and the user ID. So now that we're in here, We type in ls cd storage, ls cd downloads, ls, and then we type in cd space Sunplay php bot.php. And if this is the wrong one, I'll just delete the folder. I can't remember if it's in the CP, or I'm sorry, in the SP, or in the, yeah, you see this is the 2.0 beta, so that's when you know it's the correct version. Password Benar, meaning password is correct, and it's going to get the credit. Tim Tom, that's my name and my email. And then 23023, it's going to wait 5 minutes, and every 5 minutes it'll automatically claim. You can leave this running all night, even on the emulator you can have it running. I'm actually kind of confused on why it's not running, but oh well. We'll worry about that later. It's probably because I got too much crap open. So I'm going to close out of this. Click OK. Alright, so yeah, you could see it's working just fine. Whenever you need to exit it, just type in EXIT. If for some reason it doesn't work, just hit Control-A, exit. And if it still doesn't work, swipe down, and click on the exit button under the Termux. See how it says Termux? Tap on it. You can also, oh shoot. It could be that I have too many things open, so I'm going to try to get rid of some of these notifications. Okay, but yeah, if for some reason it doesn't work, just go into your settings, apps, find Termux. Again, this isn't using any of my battery. Oh, make sure under permissions it says storage. I forgot to give you guys a command. It's termux-setup-storage. And it's necessary unless you just manually go into here and specify that it can access the storage. Anywho, we're just going to do force stop to close it. Okay? So, I'll go ahead and do another video shortly to show you guys the big token bot, as well as the Bing bot and the Amazon giveaway bot. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, sub, and share, and I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.